You're only a what if away from great winter holidays. What if it's Aussie for travel?
Stav, Abby and Matt.
Brisbane wakes up with Stav, Abby and Matt on B105.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for downloading our podcast today. Great to have your company.
Big show today. We talked about if customer service is dead.
And we got a yay and a nay, really, didn't we?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you want to look at the cup, half full, half empty.
I asked for it half full, thank you.
I think, have a listen to Dear Abby today. I think it's a really tough one to wade through what this guy has emailed in about. And I think I can understand where he's coming from, especially when things are getting tough in your marriage and you've got to him it seems like an easy get out of.
I think you're in a lost situation. Talking about his wife's diagnosis, I don't feel like he can win either way.
That's right, and that's what's tough about it.
Because if you bring it up, you're insensitive.
Yeah.
So have a listen out for that one. That is coming up. Plus, we chat to Faith Ward, who is the first Kiwi Aussie.
Oh, she sounds Aussie.
Yeah, she sounds Kiwi.
Yeah. So I think she's a fourth Aussie.
Yes, first
now,
Kiwi, fourth Aussie.
Yeah.
Yeah. She is a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to her. Let's get into it.
Do you think customer service is still a thing? Like, have we given up on customer service? And I just say that because I loved working in customer
Me
service.
too. I
Because
really
was like,
enjoyed it.
I want them to feel really good about themselves and it's my job to serve them. But back when I was doing it, we literally used to get hired and you had to go into a room and do as if it was like theatre sports for them to pick how to get different staff. And we had to go through so much training. Now these days, business go, well, wait a minute, we don't have to do the training. And I don't think they require it as much. So I've just noticed we've been going out for dinner and none of us will get the same, like our meals at the same time.
Yeah.
Where back when I was working in hospitality, that was like a massive no-no.
Yeah.
But I would never say anything because I don't feel like we're allowed to this day and age.
Well, you also serve yourself these days with the QR code.
it,
So,
yeah.
That's true.
you know, there is no service because I'm there on my phone. And then I have to pay a fee.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm like, I'm so sorry. I was just wondering because my son's like celiac. Is it possible if
okay.
Is it possible because we're not just going to get the burger?
Yeah.
Can we pay for that separate? And they're like, no, I don't think so. And you're like, normally it would be like, I'm going to go and check.
Yeah.
But I was like,
Customer is always right.
is that the conversation over? Okay, no worries.
Yeah. I became friends with a lot of my customers when I worked in retail.
But I just feel like these days, I mean, to do good customer service is all about great communication. It's all about empathy, where I feel like the younger generation are like, why do we have to do that? Why do we need to give over our own feelings just to be able to serve you when you're being a douche?
Yeah.
See, I don't think that they don't expect it, so they don't give it. Because now for them, if everything's on the phone, so Uber Eats comes to the house, there's never any as much face-to-face interaction.
And I think that's probably the best way to explain it is they don't think that they want it, so they don't have to give it. So
They don't want to talk to you, so don't talk to them.
So going through the checkout, you used to always have to make conversation and ask different questions. Where now they're kind of like, nah.
Yeah.
They would teach. I remember, even when I worked at Macca's, it was so long ago. We would watch the VHS training modules,
Yes.
and they would give you conversation starters, tell you things that you should say.
Really?
Yeah.
Where now they'd be like, "Don't talk, that's money."
Yeah, exactly. Just keep on moving. Well, they don't. That's the thing. They don't even serve you now. You serve yourself.
Yeah.
So it's really weird, and I wonder if maybe the art of conversation is lost because kids aren't learning how to speak to strangers that way.
It does bother me that people feel uncomfortable making eye contact. That's probably the one thing where I'll go, okay, is that a shyness thing or you don't feel confident? And that kind of hurts me. Yeah. But it is funny when I'm sitting down and I was kind of like, well, wait a minute, why am I expecting great customer service where I'm like, maybe that's not a thing anymore. They're never going to be told customer's always right, which we always were.
Yeah.
Just get them out. Get their money and get them out.
Well, we would always say sorry for things that really weren't our fault. If someone had said, I ordered that and you know that they didn't, you go, I'm so sorry, yes. Where now they'd be like, nah.
Yeah.
Kat was out for breakfast on Saturday morning and she ordered a latte with almond milk and the waiter came down and went, there's your coffee with whatever milk you wanted. You're like, okay.
You're like, did I get the right
To be
one?
fair, the amount of milks there are now, I can kind of understand that.
I wouldn't be able to be a barista these days. You want what?
It used to be skim and full cream, and that was it. Now you want your caramels and
Yeah. I just think if you're working at a cafe, maybe you've owned it for a long time, it would be interesting how it's changed, because you can't tell people that customer's always right, because especially during COVID, remember how many people got abused? Where now there's always signs up saying we're not going to serve you if you're going to be disrespectful. So now it's kind of a shift where it's like the worker's always right.
But our customer's ruder too.
I think so.
Do you think? 13 10 60. I've got the phones open. We want to hear from you this morning. Is customer service still even a thing?
Yeah.
Are you maybe you want to go just like, nah. Maybe you ask someone who goes, I don't want customer service. I actually just want you to do
Be
your
quick
thing
and shut your mouth.
I think it is. It isn't a thing because you can notice it when you get really good ones.
Yes.
You go, oh wow, he's actually quite
Well, you even see on there's a sketch I saw on TikTok, and it was of someone complaining about how people come over and ask, is everything all right?
Yes,
we find that annoying now. When someone goes, are you enjoying your meal? Yes.
I've already Instagrammed it, all right? Back off.
Yeah, I would have complained if I wasn't.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
All right, we'll take your calls next. Stand by.
Stav, Abby, and Matt for breakfast. B105.
Rick, have you ever heard the expression, the customer is always right?
That's not our policy.
It's not a policy for a lot of places, I don't think, anymore. I'm like, is customer service dead because it's not required?
Yeah. Because there's less and less interaction between them.
Yeah. With a lot of robots taking over. But also, I feel like you would leave after a customer service shift, and you'd be like, oh, I need a shower.
Yeah.
Where now it's like people are like, no, wait a minute, I'm not going to pretend that you're always right because you're being annoying.
Well, think about it too now. When we get Ubers, we select whether or not we want to talk.
And you do that in a
what I
taxi
mean?
as well.
Yeah. So it's changed where the expectation is there was going to be that. Now it's kind of like you can opt out of it.
Yeah. I mean, I always like it, and I'm the same as you. When someone does it really good, you're like, oh, that's really nice.
Refreshing.
Yeah.
Catherine's there on the Goldie. Hi, Catherine.
Hi, how are you?
What's your story?
I went into a pretty popular furniture chain a few months ago, and I was looking for a bed head, and I was approached by actually an elderly lady and told her what I needed, and she just kind of shooed me to the back of the store and said, it's over there.
Oh.
So I turned around and walked out.
Right, fair enough. Yeah.
Well, there are some places that you really do want help. Not always when you're in a clothing store and you've got terrible mirrors already reflecting back at you and someone's knocking the whole time saying, how are you going in there?
Don't help her.
For furniture, I would want assistance.
Yeah, 100%. I needed to know what colour I wanted and where it was because you couldn't see them. So, yeah, I'm not very good.
Yeah.
I don't think she's always been like that.
Oh, no?
No, I would say that she probably would, if she's worked there for a long period of time, would have had to do it. And now she's like, well, I'm not being like that when
They don't have to.
the other people don't have to be.
Well, thank you so much for your call, Catherine. It was lovely to talk to you today, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Great customer service. Yeah.
Hey, Shannon.
How you going?
Good, mate. What's your story?
I'm actually an Uber delivery driver, and I find there's definitely no customer service when it comes to us waiting for people's orders.
Oh,
We can be standing in a restaurant for up to half an hour and see 5-10 customers go through in that time, and we'll still be standing there waiting on, obviously, another customer's orders.
Yeah, that
okay.
is true. Yeah. And it does seem like they're a bit rude to...
I think it's also
picking up the food.
is it a reaction to the speed that's required these days too? Because everyone wants everything right now, so it's not really that sort of.
But I don't feel there is that urgency. That maybe it
It's
was...
not for an Uber driver.
No, yeah.
See, I don't care if you're not going fast. I just want you to have a stressed look on your face.
Yes.
Just pretend like you're hustling. You know what I mean? And then I'll be like, okay, they're trying their best.
Yeah.
But when they're just like, hey, man.
But I've had that when I'm going to pick up food and then I feel like, I'm really sorry because you've been standing there for ages and no one's come to ask you.
Yeah.
But then you feel really bad, like as if you're being pushy,
You're
going, I'm
annoying
really
them.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my kids will look at me, don't be a Karen. But I'm like, but I can see the food over there
It's
with
there.
our name.
It's right there. I heard the
want it
bell
hot.
ding. Yeah.
Don't be a Karen when you, but you're just asking for what you've
That's
paid
what my kids
for.
will say.
You're not being a
Don't be a Karen. Like, wait for him to come over. But I can see them talking about their weekend and it's just there.
Don't be a Karen. Well, remember, it was funny, you just reminded me when you're talking about clothing. I hate you don't get it anymore, but you go into a clothing shop and like a 16-year-old girl would follow you around trying to sell you stuff and then ask you what you're up to on the weekend.
And that's what I'm saying. A lot of it is dead because people don't want it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't want the chit chat when they're going to get their like fast food.
I mean,
you know,
like-
it's
I
a
mean,
hard
no one
one. I
talks to
understand
you
what
on
Richard's
Temu.
saying. Yeah.
I just found it uncomfortable because I'd be like, I've got a kid, so I'm going to probably just be at home. And then they look at you like,
Oh,
ew.
okay.
Oh.
Right.
You're not going to, there's a new club they just opened up. You're not going to go there? I go, no. Okay.
You
Right.
don't really get that at Lowe's.
No.
Stab Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.
If anyone got up to an alarm this morning, they'd be like, yeah, of course. I know this already. Talking about
Shut up then.
Well, I'm going to tell you why.
Oh,
it
okay,
is.
yeah, all right.
And maybe what you could do about it if you're open to a risk. Because, yes, if you've got to get up early, maybe before the sun rises, you generally will set an alarm because it's just not natural, right, to be able to get up. There are some that just have that body clock that does wake you up. But they've done a lot of research and, yes, they didn't have to do it, but neuroscientists have said that it is far better for you to wake up naturally than to wake up with an alarm because, of course, the alarm going off, it jars you and you're like, oh, what's going on?
So I haven't set an alarm on the weekend because otherwise I won't wake up.
What?
I'd have to set an alarm on the weekend, otherwise I won't wake up till like 10:30.
That's extraordinary.
I know.
What
Yes.
a gift.
How do you
How do you do
that?
that? Do you wake up and then go back to sleep?
Yeah, it's my favourite time of the day.
Oh, wow.
So I set an alarm for 7:30 and then I get out of bed at 8. And that half hour is a delight.
So do you just have the snooze button on?
Yeah, and I fall asleep and then the snooze wakes me up. And then
The snooze is not bad for everyone. It gets a bad rap. But really, it's like, well, wait a minute. It's up to the individual. Some people feel better with the snooze.
It's just not good for the person who you're sleeping in bed with.
Yes.
Everyone goes, oh, I love the snooze. For every person who loves the snooze,
There
there's
is a-
someone beside them who wants to stab them in the back of the head.
Here. So obviously you're that person as well because Scotty will put on, and it's not even a nice snooze. It's like,
Yeah.
But they're saying that the reason for it is to do with the REM versus the non-REM sleep. So that's the rapid eye movement
yeah.
and to do with the light sleep. So you go through the constant cycles.
Circadian rhythms.
Yeah, throughout. And on some of the smartwatches, and this is what I've never been able to do a risk with, you will set it, right, for, let's just say if I set it for 3:45 or 3:30, but it will wake me up within that sleep cycle that's supposed to be better.
The ultimate time that you should wake up.
Yeah, so it might be like 10 minutes earlier or
Oh, so
10
it's-
minutes later.
I guess you're about to go into the REM stuff, like the deep stuff.
Yeah.
Hang on. Oi. And then it wakes you up.
Yeah.
Right.
But I was
okay.
like, I don't know if I can take a risk because what about if it goes, girlfriend, you were never in a good time, so we just let you go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how she fell into a coma.
Yeah. But they're like, wait a minute, 1 a.m. is probably your
Yeah.
So it's on my phone, and I just haven't wanted to take the risk for it. But they're saying that it is just that's why maybe on the weekend, if you don't set an alarm for it, they're saying that you feel so much calmer throughout the whole day because you haven't got the instant stress. It is a slow stress release of cortisol, which you are supposed to have in the morning.
Right.
I don't know whether you get the same thing though. On the weekend, I'll be like, oh, great, I can sleep till 7. I don't have to get up till 7 o'clock to be anywhere. And then, so I think this is going to be amazing. And then my body will wake me up at 4 a.m.
No, I don't have that.
Yeah. See, I wake up naturally. If I didn't have an alarm, I would still wake up at 5 a.m. But 5 a.m. is good for me. I like that.
See, that's not too bad. But for me, it's only ever when I know I can sleep in. It's like it goes the opposite and goes, nah. I'm going to
Yeah,
get
my
you,
wife's
bruh.
the same. She's up at like 5:36 every morning, regardless of how tired she is.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll always do that. But, yeah, I don't know. They're saying that maybe you should just see what time over a week your body naturally wakes up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just, you
It's
know,
like on your holidays when you don't have to set an alarm, see when you do wake up normally.
Yeah. But often then you're in different, maybe postcode as well.
Yeah. Do you also think that men and women wake up differently? Because when Kat's up,
As in
she's
men
up.
pretend that they can't hear the kids in the middle of the night.
No, but it does take me a good solid...
Oh, bollocks. This drives me nuts. I just got to wake up. No, if you were in the army, I think you'd be able to wake up and have a shotgun in your arm ready to go.
Just going to finish my sentence. It does take me a good solid 2.5 minutes to be like, woomph alert.
That's not what you were going to say, and you know it. Takes me a good 40 minutes to wake
I'd
up.
say half an hour.
To stretch.
Yeah.
To go.
Have a coffee.
Getting my brain awake.
Yep. Getting my brain awake. Get the emotions in gear. Yeah.
You know that, though. That's why he comes here an hour and a half early and just waddles around the
I only say
place.
because my dad does exactly the same. So I always say to him, if he's staying at a house, I'll go, hey, Dad, I got to wake up. And I'm like, you're awake, you're moving. Up, I can't hear yet. Well, you can because you're putting your hands over your ears.
Dad, it's 3:30 in the afternoon. Yes, I'm not ready to have a conversation with you. I'm still not ready to have this conversation.
My whole life.
Stav, Abby, and Matt for breakfast. B105.
I think that I found myself a cheerleader.
She is the powerhouse dancer from Perth who took her shot and nailed the landing in Texas.
Yes, Faith Ward from the Dallas Cheerleading Cowboys. Hello.
Hi, guys.
Oh, and massive congratulations. We are going to say you're Australian, but I guess, technically New Zealand. Yeah. Well, you are the first New Zealander and another Australian that's gone into it. That is huge congratulations.
Oh, thank you guys so much. I'm honestly so excited. I still can't really process what just happened, but I'm really excited to be representing New Zealand and Australia, of course, because I consider myself 50.
Can you say fish and chips?
Oh, fish and chips is still Australian. It doesn't sound Kiwi.
I know. She's Aussie. It's fine.
You ain't no Kiwi.
What we found amazing is we spoke to the choreographers after we watched the first season, and they didn't even know that the famous song from AC/DC was Australian until recently.
We told them.
Yeah. They're like, what?
Oh, I spoke to Kelly about that the other day. She was like, I was so shocked. I didn't even know. And I was like, it's so iconic. And now I'm obviously Australian representing that. It's just so honourable. It's insane. I love it.
And got a little bit of a bone to pick with you, but why is your hair down?
Stop.
Oh, don't even. I know. I felt bad, guys. I was like, I'm sick of wearing my hair up, having to slick it all the time. So I just washed it and I'm wearing it down now, which is actually really nice, having it as a release for a bit. But obviously very iconic that I'm allowed to wear my hair up, and it's caused a lot of controversy online. I don't know if you guys have seen, but people are going crazy over a ponytail.
Well, because everyone has a set look, and you even hosted yourself. You're like, this is a ponytail press conference where you had to answer all the details because no one normally is allowed to because they have this set look. But for them, they were like, no, you sent in your headshot. That's how we like you to be. And plus, you get to be the only one that can have greasy hair and not have to wash it.
Exactly. I'm like, I can just oil slick her back and it's fine. And obviously with this Texas heat, I'm like, all the girls sweating and I'm like, I've got my hair off my face. I'm honestly living. I love it. I think it's so me and it suits my personality, my vibe great. And it's also just a point of difference. You can really easily spot the Aussie on the field as well. You're like, oh, there she is with her ponytail. And I'm like, that's just great. I'm so excited about it.
I've been watching the second season with my daughter. She's 12. And you really think, I think people had an image of what it would be like inside a cheerleading team. And it's really not. It's so sisterhood and so supportive and so family, isn't it? That was a real surprise.
It's quite literally a sisterhood, and all the girls are rooting for each other just as they are for themselves in training camp, which I think is so special. And honestly, the most heartbreaking bit is watching your sisters throughout the make this process get cut. I think that's super heartbreaking, but you're also so excited because you're a step closer to making your dream come through. And then once you make the team, you've got a whole new family of sisters. So it's really cool, and they've honestly been so supportive and so helpful throughout this whole process.
So if it's a sisterhood, I grew up with two sisters, Faith.
No, not your sisterhood. No.
I can tell you that the sisterhood is sometimes alive, and then sometimes there's the bitchterhood. There's got to be some times where things get wild.
I'm sure there would be, but obviously I'm quite new to the team, so I've only really had full practices. We only just finished training camp just over a week ago, so it's all very fresh, and we have our first game coming up in less than a month. So I feel like we're all just in the headspace of go 100 miles an hour, but maybe once we chill out a little bit there could be some drama, who knows, but be very clear of that. Aussie gals, we can't be bothered with that. And I'm sure, I don't know, I just can't see the girls being like that. They're all super friendly and super welcoming and kind. So I highly doubt it.
In saying that, so is Reese, because I'm obsessed with her. She's just, she's the wholesome Christian girl. Remember that we've spoken about before? Is she literally like that the whole time?
So many people have asked me that about her, Charlie, Kelly. They are exactly how they're perceived online. And if anything, in real life, they're even more nice and more caring and more down to earth and humble, which is insane because of how successful and how incredibly talented and hardworking they are. But yes, exactly how she's perceived online, even better, I'd say.
I forgot about the actual football as well, by the way. How the Cowboys going this season? How the preseason? Like, what's going on?
That's hilarious. Everyone's like the cheerleaders, and I'm like, yes, that's how it should be. But no, it is pretty cool, honestly.
What are the rules when it comes to the players? Because a friend of ours who we used to work with, she got married to an NRL player here, but they had to keep. Wow. She was a cheerleader for the team. They had to keep it secret for years and years until she left, and then she could admit it. Like, is it the same rules? You're not allowed to fraternise?
Absolutely no fraternizing with us cheerleaders with the NFL teams or anything like that. Of course, I think it's just with the Cowboys. Don't take my word for that. But I think
you can't sleep with another team and cheer for your team, does it?
You can't do that.
I know, obviously, but like, you never know. I don't know. That's hilarious. I didn't even think about it like that.
That's when the complaints come in and your bag is packed at the door and the girls are like, no, you go. Cheer for someone else.
Who's she really rooting for?
No, go Cowboys, honestly. But no, absolutely not. I think it's to keep it very professional. And if anything like that does happen, I've seen clippets of, girls getting fired for that stuff. So not worth the risk.
You guys are the hardest working throughout the season and also the preseason. And I know that the pay has changed, I guess, since the popularity, and they wanted to have it, I guess, self-supporting its own industry, I guess, through the calendar and a lot of different events. But are you still having to do 2 jobs?
I hate to say this, but obviously the pay, yes, has increased, but I still don't think it's livable with how expensive it is to live in America. Yeah. As you can see in the background here, my mattress is currently on the floor, which is terrible. So your girl is in desperate need of some furniture, which I'm going to get around to. And I'm super fortunate enough to have another income, which is my social media platform. And that's still rapidly growing, which I'm super excited about. And I'll be able to continue doing social media while being on the team. And obviously it is a bit more of a livable wage, but I definitely still think you do need other incomes to help support living in an apartment by yourself. And just like, I'm just a girl. I want to get my hair done. I want to get my nails. I want to do little things like that. So definitely having a little bit of extra income is needed for sure.
I hope you get an influencer role now for a furniture company. Just post it.
Oh my goodness, guys. If anyone's listening to this, help a girl out. Seriously. I'm dying. That's hilarious.
So will you be on the next season of the show then? Are you going to be have you started filming anything?
Yeah, guys. We'll have to wait and see. So hopefully if there's a season 3, I'm just as hopeful as you guys are, really. There's obviously a lot of media, a lot of cameras around filming us constantly. So I'm not too sure yet, but my fingers are crossed and you guys will see very soon.
Right.
So in other words, they film everything anyway, even if they're not told it's going to be on a show. So if season 2 was really successful, then they've already filmed it, if that makes sense.
So does that mean they would film all of you and then only a select amount get put on the telly?
Not necessarily. Like they do, like if they, are filming, they will mic up certain girls that they like to obviously follow that maybe have a bit more of an interesting story. And then sometimes half the time they probably won't even use the stuff that they're filming with the girls. Like the girls from season 2 were telling me that they obviously film everything and then only like 2% of what they film is actually shown. So you guys only really see the smallest bit of what goes into this crazy process. So it is very interesting.
So to be able to watch Faith, we have to make sure we watch the second season.
Done.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
They've already done season 1 and season 2, and if they would decide to do season 3, then potentially I would be in that, yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next time we talk to you, if you've got a full room of furniture, we know that they filmed you.
Please, guys, honestly, absolutely. I'm dying. That's hilarious.
Hey, it's so nice to talk to you, and we're so proud of seeing Aussies do big things, follow their dreams, and you've obviously worked really hard to get to where you are. So congratulations, and thanks for your time.
I'm really excited to be representing Australia. Thank you, guys.
Good on ya.
Thanks.
Bye.
Stav, Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.
Dear Abby.
Sometimes in life, gets real. And that's when you need Abby to help.
I'm trying to help you.
If you've got a Dear Abby, you can send it in dearabby@b105.com.au. I reckon this is kind of a sensitive one and maybe something that a lot of people are going through recently because I think the way that doctors are educated might have changed.
Yeah.
And also social media, people are more aware of it. So this one has written, if you've got advice, 131060. Dear Abby, my wife was recently diagnosed as autistic at the age of 39. We've been married for 10 years and we've always had a very full life. Busy jobs, holidays, nights out, 2 beautiful kids. We've actually navigated our son's autistic diagnosis together when he was just 5. And while that came with its challenges, we got through it, and I'm really proud of how we both put our son's needs first, and he has been thriving. But this has really knocked me. Since her diagnosis, my wife says that she can't manage everyday things like grocery shopping, going to dinner at the pub, or even having a difficult conversation with me. She says it's sensory overload, or I just need to shut down. Meanwhile, I keep thinking, but we met and fell in love at a nightclub. I know that sounds silly, and I do want to believe her, I do, but I just think that she is more capable of these things. I've known her to be strong, social, and I'm trying hard to understand, but I feel like I've lost the woman I know. It all seems to have changed after her dad passed away and she left work to care for our second child. Her coping mechanisms unravelled, and I know that grief changes people, but part of me wonders if this diagnosis is becoming a way of not coping or exploring her grief. What makes it hard to understand is that her sister and several of her friends have also been diagnosed. They talk about their shared symptoms and even tell each other what to say to the doctor, and I'm starting to feel like it's a club I don't understand. I want to be a part of it, but I also feel like our son is now being taught about his limitations when previously it was all about encouraging him. I do love my wife, and I don't want it to be dismissive or cruel, but I want to have an open conversation of it without being accused of being insensitive. How do I deal with it?
Oh, this poor guy is in
That's a
a
tough one,
real
isn't it?
corner, isn't he?
Yes. Yeah.
I can understand where he's coming from because he believes in her diagnosis and what she's going through. But I guess what he's trying to say in short there is she's hiding behind the diagnosis and not trying to work through it.
But you can't accuse her of that. That's the biggest thing as well.
No.
You know? But then...
But I guess if there was things that she was capable of before that, now she can't. I mean,
but then other people will say, "Wait a minute, I struggled my whole life with it."
Yeah,
you
I was
know?
masking. They use the phrase masking. So you hide all your spiciness, and then when you get told that you are autistic, you go, "Oh, well, that's why I do all this. I don't have to do that anymore."
But I guess what really hurts me in that is that now our son's being taught about his limitations. So it's more like he can't go there because of that. So I've always... and I know this might not be a popular thing to say, but I've always thought with any mental illness that you should strive to find hope with it and some sort of way of still improving your life rather than making it all about that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I sort of felt like that when, I had eating disorders. I was like, well, that's not me. Does that make sense? Like that's something I'm suffering at the moment and something I'm really hoping to overcome. Now, I know with a diagnosis like this, it's not like you overcome it or you're cured, but I meant in various degrees you can be diagnosed it. So is it a little bit like I don't want to deal with that because that's quite challenging, so therefore I don't have to now?
Yeah. I mean, there'd definitely be people out there that would do that. There'd have to be. In the range of people that are being diagnosed now, they would go, well...
Then why are more people being diagnosed now? Because we are aware of it?
We are aware of it, and I think it's something to do with the way that they can diagnose it better now than they used to be able to. And I don't know if there's more like social reasons that it's occurring.
Because you see it popping up all the time, that people are being diagnosed with ADHD or autism now, and then I feel that, yes, that might explain some of things. But I also wonder how friends of mine have dealt with seeing that when they have a non-verbal autistic child that will require care for the rest of their lives. And other people are still functioning.
Yeah.
And I know that you can't compare apples with apples.
Yeah.
But that would be hard.
Of course, it would be very difficult. I think in this situation where they're in a marriage, if she's had a diagnosis and now she's completely changed, she's not the same person that he married, I can understand his struggle.
Feels like you should have counselling for them.
Yeah.
Like in all honesty, they've had to deal with it.
Yeah.
But you don't, because it's always about the person that's suffering it.
In the back of his mind, I think he might be thinking, if they didn't give her a diagnosis, would things not have changed as much?
Yeah, he'd definitely be thinking that.
Yeah. Because I don't know because I obviously don't suffer from it or have anyone in my family who does. Being giving the masking thing that you talk about, is that such a bad thing if you're able to?
Well, it takes a toll because you're actively trying to conform to society. So, and then you get home and you're exhausted because you've been masking all that.
But do a lot of people do that anyway?
Yeah,
I mean, you don't really say what you want when you're sitting in a meeting at work. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm masking all the time. Do you know what I mean? Like, in all honesty, there's people that have really tough jobs and, they go home and they have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm. Likewise, our boss hears our problems and I'm sure he's like, shut up.
He's like, I don't want to mask it anymore. It's a difficult one. I really do feel feel for him, like you said, because you don't want to be insensitive.
Let's hear from some people who would understand it a bit more. If this is connecting with you and you've got some advice for this guy, we'd love to share it. 13 10 60. We'll get you on next.
Stav, Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.
Dear Abby.
Sometimes in life, gets real. And that's when you need Abby to help.
I'm trying to help you.
I reckon it's probably hard for this guy to be able to admit, but he has said that his wife's recent diagnosis at the age of 39 of being autistic has really thrown him. They do have an autistic child, has been diagnosed since 5. But he said this one has thrown him because it's changed his wife, I guess, and he doesn't know how to deal with it. And I think now there's a huge increase of people being diagnosed and people saying, well, wait a minute, were they underdiagnosed before? Do we have the tools better to be able to recognise it? And then there will be other people criticising, saying, no, wait a minute, people are not dealing with a lot of other aspects in their life.
So Beck is on with us. 13 10 60 is our number. Thanks for coming on, Beck.
Hey.
What do you think?
So the husband needs to realise that as a woman with autism, she has been ignored by the,
medical community?
The signs have been missed, which is very common with girls with autism, and they're getting better, but it's still an issue. And so she has, for her entire life, just pushed on and done what she's been told she needs to do, what she should be doing, and all the rest of it, and then has most likely reached burnout because she's also the carer to a special needs child, which in itself is an exhausting task. And so, and then add in the loss of a father, and it's just like, well, all these things that I forced myself to do, I just can't. I don't have the brain capacity. I don't have the energy. I just can't.
Is this for you personally that's gone through this?
I have, in some manners of speaking, I have an ASD3 ADHD child, and he is fabulous, but I often say that I have 50 children because he can be like that, but he's an amazing kid and I wouldn't change a thing.
And you've had a diagnosis for yourself as well?
Yeah, so my family joked for years that they thought I had ADHD and ASD. And I was like, no, what are you on about? And then as I got older, things started to click a little bit. And I was like, that makes a bit of sense. So I looked into at least the ADHD side of things. And that in itself was a mission impossible to get diagnosed as an adult woman. But I did get a diagnosis of ADHD, but then I also come across the struggle of no one wants to medicate an adult for ADHD who's never been medicated.
Okay, so you can understand where she's coming from in this situation.
Martina in Heathwood, what do you think about this?
Hi there. I'm just calling in because my husband, I'm kind of in a similar situation. He was diagnosed with ADHD as an adult, and we have a daughter who has ADHD as well. And I think there were definitely the signs there early on, but because our life has changed now that we have two children, their behaviours are changing too. They're becoming more challenging. I think the things that were there for him before that I didn't see so obviously have kind of bubbled up. And so I can hear what that fellow is saying about how we didn't see the signs in her before and all of a sudden they're a problem. I think as our lives change, what we could mask more easily before is now becoming difficult.
How's that been for you, I guess, supporting? Because sometimes a person getting the diagnosis can feel some sort of clarity of like, oh gosh, this explains so much. But for you, I guess, how has that been?
To be honest, it's pretty difficult at the moment. We're going through a bit of a tricky patch at the moment. He's finding it hard to manage his work and manage getting our kids to where they need to be of a morning, especially. So
it puts a lot of pressure on you.
Yeah, I have to take a lot of the load. Yeah.
Do you feel like it would be, I guess, a way of saying you kind of in a way are grieving what your old life was?
Oh, look, there's definitely positives to how life is now. And I think we're married and I agreed to love him forever. So we're working through it. I wouldn't say I'm grieving it because there's definitely positives to how our life is now.
That's good. Yeah.
Dean's there in Mango Hill. Hi, Dean.
How you going?
Good, mate. What do you think?
So my daughter's just been diagnosed with autism, and going through this whole process, my wife and I have both seen similar autistic traits in both of us. And the psychiatrist has said it would be very easy to diagnose the wife and I, so we just left it there and not paid the exorbitant fees for an adult.
Yeah.
But what the psychiatrist has told us is that as an adult being diagnosed with autism, not much changes. So she's gone 39 years of being autistic. They just know now, but it's still his wife. She's still the same person that he fell in love with and got married to and had a child with. She just now has an answer for why she feels the way she feels some days. But nothing changes. She's 39 and she's just now autistic, but she's been autistic her whole life.
I think what he's struggling with now is it's anytime things get tough, she's allowed to go, oh, it's my autism, and he just has to accept that.
It, yeah.
There's that's the end of conversation, which he's feeling like is unfair.
Yeah, but it's just giving an answer to she would have been that way her whole life. It now just gives an answer to, well, I'm autistic, I can't cope. So he now needs to just learn some new coping mechanisms onto the same way that they're going to treat the 5-year-old that they've got that's just being diagnosed. He needs to have those same tools to be able to deal with his wife and help the wife through the phase she's going through.
Yeah, it's interesting to say that. I guess sometimes there's more tolerance, isn't it, for the kids rather than the partner, which shouldn't be the case, Dean, but I guess because they've always done that. Yeah, it's interesting.
Stav, Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.
It was Netball Saturday, as is all my Netball Saturdays. Saturday is Netball Day, where Rory goes down to play for the Gap. It's such a huge operation. I know I say that every time I bring it up, but there must be 500,000 people there, give or take.
Okay, sure. You're just a new netball dad.
Yes.
Very excited.
Yes, and she did play an astounding game.
Quarter of the city, almost.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, what are you on the sidelines? Are you the silent supporter or do you cheer? Like, go Rory! Like, what's your...
Oh, I clap. I don't cheer her name or anything. I'm like,
No vocal.
No
Okay,
vocal.
yeah.
She's told. We've been told.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no yelling. But she was on fire. 5 unanswered goals. God bless her. She's really taken to it like a duck to water. And they have food trucks there. So it's pretty good. Every morning when we pop down, we'll get a coffee, and they've got really good bacon rolls. And I think it comes down to the bread. The bread they use is amazing, just soft and floury. And I raced to get one on Saturday because I was starving. And they give you a number. And I was number 80. I was 89. And... there's so many people, right? And I was standing there waiting, and they go 62, and I'm like, oh, jinkies. This is going to take a while, isn't it? So I'm like, all right, I'll wait, though. It's a pretty good bacon roll. And then it kept on going up and up. And then that really annoying thing happened, which always does. I hate it when you're somewhere, and it, like, say if it's the name, and it's like, David, got a latte for David. Because while they're doing that, they're not making yours.
So you're annoyed at David?
I wasn't looking at a day because it's not names, it's numbers.
Okay.
But it kept going up, and then it got, and I'm getting more and more hungry. And then they go 68, 68, 68. I'm like, where is this guy?
Redraw.
Yeah. Or I'll have it. What did he get?
Yeah.
I'll have it. And 68. 68. I'm like, I just want my bacon roll. She's about to start playing. Can we speed this up, please? As soon as you get 68, you can move on. You can go on to Maddie's
The best
favourite
part
number.
of the world.
And they're really looking around, and they're like, where is this idiot? And I'm sitting there with my 89. Then I turned it upside
Oh,
down.
no, you didn't. You're an idiot.
And I was 68.
Oh, did you say, I know 68, I'll go and take it to them?
I should have walked up going, I'm an idiot.
So how long, like, had you even made eye contact with each other, like, going, like, I know, right?
Yeah.
People are ridiculous.
Yeah. I was looking around. I was like, anyone? Anyone this one? Is this anyone's? Is this anybody's? Turned it around. Oh. Never mind. Never mind.
Stav, Abby and Matt.
Our fullbacks tomorrow, guys. It's now worth 50 grand. 6, 7 and 8 is when we play. Here are some of the answers.
6, it's T. Some of your answers are Trivial Pursuit, Tom Riddle, and the Teletubbies. 7 a.m. it's C. Some of your answers are Computer, Cam Rayner, and Canula. Canula?
Cananula?
Cananula.
Let me look for that's what I think it might be. Cannula.
Cannula. What's a cannula?
The thing that they put in your arm when they're intravenously giving you stuff.
There you go, I didn't know that. 8 a.m. it's N, and some of your answers are Never Say Never, Novak Djokovic, and Oakley Dokley, Ned Flanders.
Have an amazing day, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Stav, Abby and Matt for breakfast. B105.